Hello and welcome to this channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about an Nvidia trade that I'm lining up for tomorrow, September 19, 2022. There's a news catalyst out there now. It's a negative news catalyst that EVGA, one of their main players, had decided to leave the company, the partnership, which means that they will no longer be taking their chipset and building the new GPUs that we're doing, like, for the Win Edition, etc., etc. It's a main player. EVGA was one of the biggest seller for GPUs that were coming out of Nvidia, right? Their chipset. That's a bad news for Nvidia, and I see the stock actually dropping. Trade that I'm looking at, again, it's not going to be financial advice. There's something that I think is going to happen tomorrow, which I'm going to play. Most likely I'm going to take options for that, and we're going to talk about options as well. But if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I release a video every day, and the objective here is to get you guys information, not again to persuade you to do something. It's just going to be information that you can actually use to your benefit, right? So let's see. Let's look at that, right? So I have a couple of support resistance here. There's a support right here from 2021, around $125 or so, which means that if it crosses this, it's going down to at least $112, $114. Okay, if it does crosses that on Monday, you already know that it's going down to at least 117, 114, 112, depending on how strong the decline is. If it start going up, which I don't think is going to happen on Monday, but if it start going up, it could go to 134 or so, 134, and then if it crosses 134, it could potentially go to 140, between 140 and 141. As you see, I have the support right here, which was hit a couple of times, and I have this resistance that was hit a couple of times in last few days. So this is what I'm anticipating. Now, this is right here, to me, is distribution, which means where the profit taking is going to happen tomorrow early morning. And you're going to see some green candle, some people buying in. But then I can see a decline here. Some red candles will come in. Of course, there's a support right here. It could potentially hit the support and bounce back up and go to 131. If it crosses 131, it could potentially go up to, as we said, right, to 133. And you can see another green candle right here. Let me make this green. And we could potentially see another green candle right here, right? But it has to come down. It's got to come down to 120, 128.50 or 128, 128 or so. Nobody can really predict the exact number, but I see this coming down to at least 128.50, 128, or maybe 127.50, right? It's going to come down. Of course, again, it's hard to tell like how the catalyst is going to affect the institutional banks. And if they are going to come out of this and you see a sharp decline, it could cross this support and potentially go down, below 125 and be red. But again, I'll be watching the stock. Every time I get into a stock or option, for example, I always have my stop losses in place, whatever be 10%, 5%, 7%, depending on the stock. So if I come out of the trade, for example, I get in right here, for example, and I think, you know what? And if I see it come down a little bit, I might hold off and wait till to go down. But if I see a green candle the way I drew up here, then I already know that my assumption is correct and I'm going to go beyond that. And then, of course, my stop loss is going to be around, 125 or so, just so I could cover myself. I'm not going to lose a lot of money on that, right? So again, RSI is saying it's undecisiveness right now for RSI as well. It's 56, which is really not something that you can call it very strong right now. RSI is saying that, people are undecisive. It's accumulating. It's more of just, even though you see a green candle here, the RSI is still 56, which means anything can happen tomorrow. MACD is really not far off of signal line, which means the moving average conversions, diversions also could come down potentially. And in a given 30 period, it moves around $1.77. So it's very much possible for it to come down and then go back up. Again, there's a resistance right here from a couple of months ago, which is 140 to 141. If it crosses this 134, it could definitely go there. Now it has to go first cross this resistance right here, which is 131 or so, get to 134, and then if it goes beyond that, it could go beyond that. Let's take a look at the options, right? What's going on with the options? What are people thinking about? Let's look at the put options. If you have a lot of people thinking about the stock price is going to go down to the way we're saying 125, 124. Okay. So 120, you have 7,000 open interest, and 125, you have 6,000 people think that the stock is going to go down. As far as the calls are concerned, again, 134 or so, 135, okay, 3,000 people think it's 135, 140 is optimistic for September 23rd, but 4,000 people think it's going to go up. Now, again, you have sort of even distribution. So really, there's uncertainty there that a lot of people, as I said, speculations right now. Market is very much volatile. It's hard to predict right now. But given that, what I drew up here, this is my take for tomorrow. Again, it's not a financial advice, but definitely take these levels that I'm putting out here as a consideration. At least when you see a level, and you could recall this, okay, if it's getting to 125 or 126, and if you see it to go down to 124, you already know it's going down to 117 at that point. There's no point getting into that trade and thinking that it's going to go up, because now the trading, it doesn't work like humans are sitting there trying to do all these trades. This actually, everything is by system. 90% to at least 80 to 90%, your trading is being done algorithmically now. It's not done by people trying to sit there. Traders already make their trades. The way I am thinking right now, for example, this is me making my trade right now, and I'm going to put in my order as a limit order when it kicks in. I already know what levels I'm at. This is how it works across board now, right? So this is why these levels, and the best part, so the only hard part is that you have to know these levels. And the way I usually do it, I go for a month, week, daily, and then I come down to 30-minute and see where do I in line, right? So for example, in my 30-minute, I see these two small supportive resistance, which is very important, because if you see here, this support was touched like three times already, right? I'm thinking about it being touching it 4 times, because now there's a news catalyst, which is a very negative news catalyst, and I see it coming down. And of course, if it drops even further, that's a problem, but it could bounce back up. And if it does bounce back up, you're looking at least 131 again, or 134. And if it crosses 134, it could potentially go to 141, 140. But definitely, this is my video for today. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.